Something very telling happened today during the Brexit debate. Remember, British voters went to the ballot 2 years ago and they chose to exit the European Union, as in Brexit, right? For whatever reason, they just didn't want to be a part of it anymore. Again, that was 2 years ago. Today in Parliament, they were still debating how to or if exit will happen. It's enough to make a Prime Minister's voice go completely out of whack. Here now is RT correspondent Polly Boiko from London.
Well, look, a delay to Brexit is now looking much more likely. Theresa May has suffered another huge defeat in Parliament. Her withdrawal deal rejected by politicians in the House of Commons for the second time. It's pretty epic rejection as well. She lost by 149 votes. That's at the higher end of the scale than was even anticipated. And Theresa May said that she profoundly regrets the decision taken by politicians in Parliament. She said that the deal on the table was the best deal. Take a listen to her response in the wake of that crushing defeat once again.
Mr. Speaker, I profoundly regret the decision that this House has taken tonight. I continue to believe that by far the best outcome is that the United Kingdom leaves the European Union in an orderly fashion with a deal.
There she is. I mean, metaphorically speaking, really a limping Prime Minister. You can hear her, she's lost her voice. Really an illustration of just how bad things for her as a politician are. A diminished figure. And the leader of the opposition Labour Party, he was pretty scathing about Theresa May's handling of this Brexit process and of her withdrawal deal. Take a listen to what Jeremy Corbyn had to say.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The government has been defeated again by an enormous majority, and they must now accept their deal, their proposal, the one the Prime Minister has put, is clearly dead and does not have the support of this House.
There's already been a response from Brussels as well, probably a collective sigh of frustration over in EU quarters. But Michel Barnier has tweeted saying that the EU's done everything it can to help get the withdrawal agreement over the line. The impasse can only be solved in the UK now. He says that the EU's no-deal preparations are now more important than ever before. So really things going down to the wire, with the Brexit date set for the 29th of March. Brussels is saying that the ball is now firmly in the UK's court, and Theresa May, off the back of the defeat, has announced a plan for the next few days. They're certainly going to be turbulent, but the outcome of this all now depends on a sequence of events. That sequence of events starts tomorrow, first of all with another debate and then a vote in Parliament on whether the House will support leaving the EU without a deal. And then if, as expected, politicians in the House of Commons reject that option, because that's pretty much the only thing we know that there is a majority for in the House of Commons, that's excluding the option of a no-deal Brexit, well then on Thursday there will be another vote, and that will be on whether Parliament supports delaying Britain's departure from the EU. Now, if that delay is approved, then Theresa May will have to go back to Brussels once again and request that delay. It'll have to be a short delay because, as Theresa May said in the run-up to the vote, and Brussels has pointed out, the end of May is really the cut-off point for a potential delay. Any later than that, and the UK will have to take part in the EU's parliamentary elections, which really would be rather silly for the UK, as a country that said that it wants to leave the EU, to take part in the next round of the EU's parliamentary elections. So this delay that's looking as an ever a more realistic prospect, it will leave potentially the UK at the mercy of whatever conditions the EU sets as a condition of the delay. We don't know what Brussels' response will be if Theresa May has to go back to Brussels, cap in hand, asking for an extension to Article 50. And it really opens up a can of worms, allowing those dead set against Britain's departure from the EU to start all sorts of political and parliamentary manoeuvres to try and thwart Brexit altogether. I'm Polly Boiko reporting for News with Rick Sanchez.
I'm Rick Sanchez. You found us on YouTube, and that's awesome. But you know what? I'm also live every night at 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern on DirecTV and Dish and cable and satellite, the RT app, and Pluto TV. I'll see you there.